So I say my name is Omar. So my parents migrated from Guatemala in 1990 to South Central Los Angeles. Here's where they tried their best to raise me. They did anything they could do. My dad he did a lot of labor jobs. My mother, she was a stay-at-home mom. To both my parents, I give them praise for that. So after I went to public school. I went to Bethune Middle School, and Bethune was very interesting, very fun as well. That's where I was as a student and so on. So I met a lot of teachers, great teachers. I had you might know him, Mr. Doe, Mr. Tom, great history teachers. I had Miss Adahar, and Mr. Reyes for math, which are they're pretty great as well. And then I also had one of your colleagues, Mr. Thomas. I believe he's the English teacher at Fremont. So Mr. Thomas, when I first met him, and at first when I saw him, he was very quiet, But there was a time he came in with a motorcycle helmet, and from that time he was like, I tried a motorcycle, and from that I was like, oh, this guy is cool. Mr. Thomas, he taught us how to write a 5-paragraph essay from sentence to conclusion and so on. So Mr. Thomas was great as well. And then he was the first guy at Bethune Middle School where he told me like he was telling me how my reading level was at elementary when I was an eighth grader. So then he was like, you want to read this big book or the small book? And the big book was eighth grade reading level. So that summer and that year, I read about 15 books just to reach at my grade level and be like, okay, I'm part of this. I could do it. And so I want to take Mr. Thomas. So whenever you guys see him, just be like, Omar remembers you. Thank you. So then after Bethune, I went to Chauncey Fremont. And at Fremont, it was very very great. I met many students, many teachers. I joined baseball and football. I also met many wonderful teachers like Mr. Iberga. He took us to Yosemite, so ever since then, that's one of the highlights from Fremont. And then I had Mr. Gray. He's right there. So after Fremont, I graduated in 2016, and then during that time, something very critical happened with my family. My father got diagnosed with cancer when I was 16, and he passed away 2 years later. And I'm sharing this because during that time, it was very hard for us. Financially, I started working at 16. I had to pay my rent, and getting a scholarship was very critical. And having, that spotlight that somebody cares for me, and then continue education. So I got the scholarship, and I was able to buy shoes, be able to buy clothes to start school. So, and I'm sharing this because students now that got the scholarship also are going through something. Because the community we come from is not the best. It's either might be financially, might be family based, but by you guys affording and giving the something about some scholarship to them, they see that they see that somebody cares for us. So as I getting the scholarship, I want to tell you guys it's possible, it's doable, and you guys will be there as well. So after Fremont, I graduated and I attended Casa de Mega Sales. I majored in biochemistry. Why did I major in biochemistry? So from the negative part about my father's death, I got something positive, and I was able to find a curiosity in medicine. So having that curiosity in medicine, I really knew how to be a doctor or a nurse or a physical assistant and so on. But then I asked Miss Washington, one of the counselors from Fremont at the time, and she said, Omar, you gotta do either a science major, biology, biochemistry, or physics, so on. So I decided to do biochemistry. It was very difficult, but I got through, so I was able to graduate 2021 with my BS in biochemistry. And then keeping that, thank you. So then keeping that, curiosity in medicine, I pursued going into medicine. I did a postbac at UCI, graduated in 2022. And then currently, I'm doing my MCAT next week. So my goal is to, thank you. Yeah, so my goal is to apply to medical school this week, take my MCAT, and hopefully start school next following year in hopefully a California school, and then eventually become a physician and give back to the community as well. Because without the help of y'all, I wouldn't be able to become here. So I just want to thank everyone again.